What is going on, everyone? I am Paul Sabo, and this is twitch.tv/LordxHam sitting right next to me, and this is Punk with a Controller. You can catch us live Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We record an episode of our podcast where we catch up with what we've been doing over the weekend. I'm flickering like a motherfucker. We break down what's happening in the video games industry that week. We usually end with a closing topic that gives you more insight into who we are as gamers. If you've missed any of these, you could go over to youtube.com/punkwithacontroller and check out all 15 episodes that are live right now. I also stream on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm just goofing off playing some of the bigger AAA titles on consoles, while my boy Jay here is over at twitch.tv/LordxHam. Streaming on weekends. He's doing a lot of the big first-person shooters, a lot of the big PC competitive titles. So you can go over to his channel if that piques your interest. Jay, I'm just fucking with my lighting simultaneously right now. How are
See
you?
that?
How are you doing this week, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. It was a quick week. Went to the Point on Monday, Cedar Point, Cedar Point, and first time I ever we got a fast pass, and dude, rode so many fucking roller coasters. It wasn't even funny.
How let me just adjust your volume here real quick. How expensive was it? Because I was at the bar earlier today grabbing lunch, and the bartender was talking about how he went to Cedar Point over the weekend and how he got a fast pass for his first time. And he was just like, it was great and everything, but I am never spending that much money on a fast pass again. That was
Oh,
insane.
Ultimate Fast Pass for unlimited uses is $120.
That's insane.
But hey, here. This is what I look at it. I like, it's like a couple hour drive to get up there, or an hour and hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. And um you spend like $50 on a ticket, and you spend $20 to $30 on parking. So right there you spend $80. And the last two times I went, like me and Lady Ham went for our anniversary one year, and we were there all day, rode 2 rides. 2, because we waited like 3 hours to
Each
you
ride,
know
that's 6 hours right there.
yeah, so with the fast pass, dude, I rode it all, baby. I rode it all. And like for like my one of my favorite rides, the Maverick, I've waited 3.5 hours to get on that ride. Dude, we walk up and we're like, "What's the fast pass?" And they're like, 15 minutes. I was like, Shh. Just hopped right in there. 15 minutes. I think the longest wait I had was 45 minutes for the new Steel Vengeance. But like, I'm talking like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, right? Peak time for like adults to go to Cedar Point. And we got on the Millennium Force in 20 minutes. Not
Nice.
even. So, fast pass. I think it's worth it. And we got the $15 drink wristband too.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you just go up to a stand, they scan it, and give you a cup. You fill that shit up with whatever you need. I just drank water all day. And then they had the White Claws and 40 ounces there.
Shit, yeah. 40 ounces. Those dude, those are rare now. Or like they got 40 ounces of like
Bud Ice.
like Corona and like Heineken or shit like that, but 40 ounces of malt liquor in Ohio haven't been legal for a while, so like you won't see like a 40 ounce of like Colt 45 or anything, or Jay, I'm old school. A 40 of OE, that is my that, some
My
old
God.
English, that was my jam. But yeah, my week was just another long ass week. I don't know. I feel like this week maybe wasn't as long as it feels like, just always recording on Fridays, which are always my longest day at work. It just feels like I'm always always tired, and I always feel like it's more so been a long day than it has been a long week. Because now that I think about it, it's actually been a really dope week. I got a brand new car. um, it's the first new car I've owned in my entire life. It's the first
How's that
car.
feel?
It's like so
Driving a spaceship?
so I was able to get the car by not caring about the car. And that's like if you're like in the market for like a new car or leasing a new car, that's the best advice I could give you is
Oh,
don't be
I
like,
know.
I want this car. Like I want to go, like I want this car. I'm going to go here and get this car. Like don't like, pick a few cars that you like that, are irreplaceable from one another. You could shuffle them up and either one, you don't care about which one you get, and then work with that because my whole story was up the street from my work. There's a Spitzer Honda, and then across the street there's a Spitzer Hyundai. And I went right into the Spitzer Hyundai, and I said, "Hey, I want to trade in my piece of shit, hoopty lemon car up front for towards a lease of an Elantra, a 2021 Elantra. How much will you give me for that out front?" And they go and they take the miles and they take the VIN number, and then he goes and he types in the computer, and then he goes and talks to his sales manager, and he comes back. He's like, "We can offer you like $300." And just keep in mind that just goes to I was not disputing that that price range. My car was a piece of shit. Um and I was just like, well, the guys across the street over at Spitzer Honda offered me $1,000 for it. And they were like, they offered you $1,000 for that car. And I was just like, yeah, so I'm just gonna, go over there unless you guys can match it. And then they go and talk to the general manager, and he's just like, "Listen, man, the best I can offer you is like $700 for that car." And and again, I didn't care whether I got a 2021 Civic or a 2021 Elantra. I'm getting a brand new car. I don't care. I'm getting out of that 2004, no power anything, door falling off, no mirrors, 2004 Honda Civic. So I was just like, "Oh, well, he's like, the most I can offer you is $700." I'm like, "All right, well, I'm sorry, we couldn't do business. I'm going to go across the street." And then like he's just like, "You're going to walk out on a new car over $300." And I was like, "No, you're not going to sell me a new car over $300." Like that's where we're at right now. He's just like, "Well, which car do you even want?" He's like, do you even want the Civic across the street, or do you want the Elantra more? And I was just like, I want whichever car is going to get me $1,000 trade in for that car. I was like, I don't care, dude. He's like, all right, well, if we, he's like, if we do business right now, I can match the deal, but we got to do business right now. And I was like, that's why I'm here. I was like, get out the paperwork. Let's, let's do this. So yeah, I never went over to the Honda. I never got a quote from them. Like, it was absurd. So yeah, lie, play them. And then also the guy asked me, he's just like, what, when he's like, getting ready to lease me the car, he's like, what were the miles out there on that Hyundai, the car that I leased? And I was just like, oh, I don't know. I didn't check. And my dad, he was just like, oh, here, hand me the keys. I'll go look. And I slap him the keys, and he goes out there and he looks, and he genuinely didn't know, but the car only had 3 miles on it. Like they literally pulled it off the the like delivery van, and then I test drove it. And like that was it.
That's how my Subaru was. I think it had 8 miles or some shit.
And my dad goes out and he checks the mileage, and he comes back in and he tells the guy 375. And I didn't say anything about it because I wasn't gonna bring that up. But then when we go outside, and he he sees me like sit in the car and start it up, and he was looking at it. I was like, you gave him the miles to empty, right? And he like looks over. He's like, oh shit. He's like, no, I had no idea. He's like, well, you just got a free few hundred miles. And I was just like, oh fucking hell yeah, let's go. So yeah, how does it feel? I never like, what was it? Cobain in the chat. Anyone poop their pants today? Dude, I have a regular poop schedule, and waking up at 6 a.m. on Fridays to be at work in a half hour throws my poop schedule off entirely. So yes, Cobain, there were a few times today where I was getting a leaky gut. There were times where like I felt the fart building up and I was getting ready to push and then I was like, stop, just hold it. Don't let it go. Don't let it go. Don't let it go. But no, a new car, it's a good feeling. Having AC in the summer and heat in the winter and not vice versa is really nice. My
Right?
my door, when you shut it, it doesn't like jingle off the hinges. It's like, I know the door is not going to come off mid drive. The hardest thing to get used to in this car is
When
I'm
it
so,
shuts off at a stoplight.
no, I don't have that. I'm able to turn that feature off with a button, so I just turn it off
Oh,
whenever I turn
I
on my
keep
car.
it on.
Oh, I hate it. It wastes
Yeah, my
gas
car
and everything.
no, it doesn't. My car shows you how much gas you fucking save. Like when it
Nah,
shuts off, it turns blue and it goes ding, ding,
that's a
ding.
false feature. It takes so much
Nope.
more gas whenever you start your car. But anyways, my old car, it had a hole in the floor that my heel would rest in. And that's, where I would keep my foot to, gas and brake. My foot was rested in the hole in the floor of my car. And this car, Jay, would you believe me if I told you there was not a hole in the floor? So, like, my foot being firmly pressed flat is like insane. Like, fucking my only issue when I was test driving it was the blind spots. I was like, this car's got some pretty nasty blind spots. But then as I'm looking to get
The mirror's
over,
blank.
as I'm looking to get over, I'm looking at my rear view and I'm good, but the side of my rear view is blinking red. And I'm like, what is this? And then I speed up a little more and I just start to see the car made out of the blind spot. And I'm like, this is incredible. Shut up and take my money.
Do you know if it has autopilot?
It does.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's nice when you're on the freeway, dude.
I haven't used it
I've
yet
used.
because I don't know how to use it yet. I haven't read any of the manuals and there's a few buttons that say drive mode. And I'm just like, maybe those are just different buttons to press the one singular drive mode, or maybe there are three different drive modes. I don't know. I got to look it up more. But
You'll
again,
figure it out.
yeah, new car. Awesome. Can't believe it. I'm so happy. I got a brand new phone. Verizon was offering this deal to where I kind of just couldn't pass it up. So I got Galaxy S21 5G. And I'm like, I'm living high right now because I'm going a little long here, but giving up my car, my piece of shit car, it was a little serendipitous in the sense that it was my last piece of shit. Like,
That you owned.
I got a good job, like, I get paid well, I have a nice house in a nice neighborhood, I have what I think are nice things in my house that I've, worked very hard to supply myself with. And the one constant in my life was a piece of shit hoopty. Just a lemon. Like every morning I would open up that garage and see that fucker and was curious what we were going to get into today. And I know, sorry, ranting, just one last thing. My road rage is like gone. Like because I'm able to drive with AC. I don't have to rely on the wind from my windows being down. So,
I feel you. My first two cars didn't have AC. So,
yeah, this is the first car I've ever had with AC.
does it have heated seats?
I don't know.
Heated mirrors?
Heated mirrors, yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
But that is enough of how our week was. Jay, would you play? Would you watch?
I'll make it pretty quick.
Yeah, because I got a few things here that I do want to talk about.
I got just fucked over repeatedly in Tarkov, so I kind of took a break and I like streamed a little bit of BF4 and played some BF4. Had a lot of fun. Actually, the one night Battlefield pissed me off more than Tarkov did, but that's a story for another time. I actually put about probably 15 hours into Valhalla. I'm
You in
about
this
around.
game.
Well, I like the reason why it keeps coming up is because I'll like not play it, and then like when I just want to chill out, because I love the narratives. So I just veg out and play some Valhalla. And yeah, I got like 2 more area territories to finish up. And then I watched some Hell's Kitchen. And I didn't really watch any TV this week. Oh, no, I watched Hotel Transylvania, the animated movie.
Fuck yeah.
And I've never seen it, and I was like, this movie's fucking hilarious. I loved it. I had him like Steve Buscemi as the Wolfman with too many kids. Oh my god. But yeah, what about you, my dude?
I did not play that much, but I did watch a decent bit here. Monday I tried streaming Returnal, and there's like with World 3, there is a difficulty jump that it's becoming hard for me to grasp. And I got kicked back to the beginning twice in that one playthrough, and I was like, I don't want to do this again. Because every time I play that game, I'm playing to die. Like, I'm not playing to get to any kind of checkpoint because there is no checkpoint. It's play until you die. And yeah, I died and I was like, I was just like, it's going to take me at least another hour to get to where I was just now. So yeah, then I threw on some State of Decay 2 and streamed that for a little bit. I moved on to a new map and established a new base. I'm getting
Yeah,
the
how is
I'm starting to feel the tedium of the game. The new map is just virtually exactly the same as the map before. I was thinking like, since there's like 5 other maps besides the one you start off in. So I was thinking like maybe like the map you start off in is like a tutorial map. So like all of the outposts that you can, move your communities to, they're they're small because there's the tutorial map. Maybe once you move on to another one, then you'll start to find bigger outposts that could hold bigger, more people. Like I'm trying to have a community of like 20 people. Like I'm trying to do this big thing. But no, you're about able to do the max of like 12 while keeping your camp happy. And that's annoying. I want more than that. And then like, if I want new people, do I have to kick other people out? That's going to fuck with the morale. And basically you just go around and clear out the zombie nests. And I've been playing the game for probably about 30 hours now, so I'm pretty much clocking out of that one. But like I said, I did watch a bunch of shit. Right before we started, I watched Ted Lasso, the season 2 premiere. The way it opened with his speech about the dog. I know you're not a Ted Lasso. You gotta get on the Ted Lasso train. Cause yeah, I mean that opening speech, I was like, this is why I watched this show. Like the within the first 5 minutes, I'm like, this is why Ted Lasso is so good. So yeah, I can't recommend that show enough. I mean, like I just finished the first season in preparation for this a week or two ago, and I already want to just go and start it over again and rewatch it because that's how good it is. Rick and Morty season 4. I haven't seen it yet. Season 5's like about halfway done now. I want to say it's coming in on, or maybe it's almost nearing the end.
Yeah, I just finished up season 4 myself.
And how did you feel about it? Because if I'm going to be honest with you, there was one episode that I can say I really liked. And other than that, I either straight up was like surprised by how much I didn't like it, or it was just kind of whatever.
No, I really liked it.
Oh,
I liked
really?
them all. Yeah, and cuz like I mean I watched like the first 3 seasons like 10 times. Like I was like obsessed, and then I watched season 4 and I liked it. Um I think my favorite episode was when they had the invisibility belt. They were fighting over that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my
And like
favorite.
they find that fucking spaceship, and like Summer like starts like she's like, "Oh my god, like look at all these like alien smoking devices." And she
Yeah,
like
yeah.
rips that thing. She's like, "I think I know everything that they know." And then Rick comes in. He's like, "Summer, what the fuck are you doing? You're just inhaling brake fluid fumes."
And then he takes a hit real quick before he goes and fixes the problem. Yeah, no. What the vat of acid episode? I thought that was the only like like watching that episode reminded me why I like Rick and Morty, and everything else out around that I did not think
Well,
even came close.
well, that was the one, like, really, like, I guess, like, it kind of reminded me of Morty's mind bender, whatever, in season 3 when they go through like all the memories
Yeah.
and stuff. It reminds me of like one of those episodes. When it's just them two in one spot, right? And then everything's happening around them. Is that the one where like there's like
No, that was the one where Rick makes Morty a do-over gun, or like a video game restart gun.
okay, yeah, 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 yeah,
Rick
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Morty goes and like gets married and like has an entire relationship, gets separated, they reconnect, and at the celebration party, fucking Jerry sees the remote sitting on the ground and he picks it up and he just presses one of the buttons, and then Morty snaps right back to right before he met the girl. And then he runs over freaking out like, "No, no. We were married." And then she like fucking pulls out mace and maces the shit out of him and kicks him and throws him on the ground. And then yeah, what was it when he goes to Rick at the end and Rick's just like, I asked you, did you want to hear the whole scientific explanation or did you want to go out and have fun? Did you have fun, Morty? Because he found out that he was killing all those Mortys. Yeah, that episode I thought was fucking great. And honestly, I thought that was the only really good episode of season 4, or the only real memorable one. Fear Street, I watched part 2 and part 3. I cannot recommend these movies these are the best thing that Netflix has done in a long time. They're just really fun classic horror movies that do some kind of unique twists on some original tropes, or some tropes is exactly what they are. And then just the final thing I watched is, have you heard of this movie Pig?
I heard of it.
Yeah, have you seen like the trailer for it or anything?
I might have.
So Pig's the Nicolas Cage movie
Okay,
where
yeah, 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 yeah.
he's
It's
out in
like
the middle
John
of the
Wick kinda.
he's out in the middle of the woods, and he's got a truffle pig, and he helps this guy, this businessman from the city, get truffles for his business, and he sells them to him, and that's how he makes his living. And then yeah, he gets beat up in the middle of the night, and then someone takes his truffle pig, and then he sets out to find it. This movie is if John Wick was good. No,
Wow.
I'm not saying John Wick isn't a fun action, bombastic movie, but is it good? No. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
what's good about it? I mean, like it's
The
fun.
actor
The action, yeah. No,
Keanu Reeves doing all the fighting and the
all
shooting
right,
and the
we've been
driving.
giving Keanu Reeves some acting credits that I just don't think he has been deserving of, because he's Keanu Reeves, so I love seeing him, but as an actor, he's kind of just there.
He's
Um,
great as John Wick though, because it's all him, like doing everything. I swear to God. Like, have
uh,
you seen him shoot?
yeah, I've seen the videos. Who the fuck hasn't seen those training videos? Um, but I mean, like, this is an actually good movie where, like, it is very well written, it is very well acted. It's a slow burn to nothing. Because, like, that's the thing is, like, spoiler alert, because I know a lot of people are gonna go in thinking that Nick Cage is gonna go John Wick on people, and like have some badass action scenes or get a gun and start murking fools. That's not this movie. So I'm sorry if that's a spoiler, but it's more so just saving you time. That's not this movie, but still watch this movie because this movie was very, very, very good. Like I said, the cinematography was incredible. Nick Cage, I have been saying for a really long
I
time.
like Nick
I've
Cage.
been saying for such a long time that Nick Cage is such an overlooked actor. Don't get me wrong. I know his he's got his
His
wacky
Ghost Riders.
his wacky get-ups, and yeah, he's got his Bangkok Dangerouses and his Ghost Rider 1 and 2s, but he's also got Mandy. and he's also got the color out of space, and he's got
Lord of
pig.
War.
He's got Lord of War. If you want to go all the way back to the beginning, we got Raising Arizona. We got Vampire Diaries. Like, this is a man who's leaving Las
No,
Vegas.
I don't care what people say with the terrible accent that he gave himself in the movie, but Con Air, motherfucker.
Dude, Con Air's great.
It
It's
is.
a great movie. It's just, again, it's Con Air's like John Wick. It's just a fun, dumb movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's no good plot point to John Wick. There's nothing like creative about the plot, really. Like,
What?
I
No,
will.
it's the whole like wanting to learn more about
Well,
this
no, that's
universe that
that.
they
Like,
created.
I get it. Like, the lore behind the whole movie is cool, but the through plot line of each of the three movies is pretty fucking basic. If anything, I would say the first movie was the best. Dude's dog gets killed and he wants to go out and get revenge. Cool. What was it? Second movie. This dude, there's a thing about a blood token, and he owes this dude a debt, and he's got to go and pay this dude his debt, and he does the debt, but the dude doesn't consider the debt paid and now wants him killed. It's, just a classic game of cat and mouse. And then the third movie is the same thing. It's now John Wick has a token out for him, and now all these people are trying to hunt him, and it's another game of cat and mouse. I love the John Wick movies. Like, I'm not denying, that they're awesome, and that even their cinematography is fucking great with a lot of those action scenes. But the acting is, subpar. The plot is very basic. They spoon feed you some lore, but until that becomes the TV series that I've been asking for since the end of the first movie, I don't know if I'm gonna really be interested. But that's about all I have here for my week. Jay, are we ready to get into the news? Because this first story is I'm just gonna go right up from the beginning and say it's triggering. It's a story about a lawsuit that is happening out in California, where the state of California is suing Activision itself. As you can see, this is over by CBS News. I went and got this from a big boy website. Activision Blizzard has a, quote, frat boy workplace culture where male employees banter about their sexual encounters, talk openly about female bodies, and joke about rape, according to a lawsuit filed by California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing. For the reason and others, the state agency is suing Activision Blizzard, accusing the video game maker of gender pay discrimination and for allowing sexual harassment incidents to go unresolved. The lawsuit filed Tuesday in Los Angeles County Superior Court followed 2 years DFEH, that was the Department of Fair Employment and Housing, investigation into Activision Blizzard's workplace culture that found evidence of women being subjected to sexual harassment, including groping and unwanted advances, as well as pay inequalities for women throughout the company, state officials said this week. Activision Blizzard, the maker of World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, and other popular video games, said Thursday the allegations are inaccurate. The picture of the DEFH paints is not the Blizzard workplace of today, a company spokesperson said in a statement to CBS Money Watch, adding, "We've made significant changes to address the company culture and reflect more diversity within our leadership teams." Jay, I'm starting to get sick of these stories. The company also confirmed that Blizzard President J. Allen Brack sent an email to employees Friday about the lawsuit and said the behavior detailed in the allegations is completely unacceptable, calling them extremely troubling, which they fucking are. This little chapter of the article is called Drunken Cube Crawls. Again, just a heads up, this is a fucked up article, it might piss you off out there, but yeah. In the lawsuit, state officials accuse the top executives at Activision Blizzard, all white males, of allowing other male employees to routinely torment female coworkers. The workplace culture has grown so toxic that one female employee committed suicide, according to the suit. And again, I'm not gonna take away, what's going on at Ubisoft currently. They've been having allegations going on since I want to say over a year now, since prior to Valhalla's launch, when the original creative director of that game stepped down. That was a group of employees from Ubisoft like coming together and speaking out against the company, which all good for them. All the support, right on. This is from the state of California. Like they did their own investigation, so this is coming from them. These aren't accusations. This is investigation. This is these are pulled from an investigation that the state made. In the office, women are subjected to cube crawls in which male employees drink copious amounts of alcohol as they crawl their way through various cubicles in the office, often engage in inappropriate behavior towards female employees, the lawsuit states. Despite complaints made by women employees to human resources, company officials never took meaningful action to improve conditions, the lawsuit alleges, leading to a big lack of trust between female employees and Activision Blizzard's HR team. Don't go to HR ever. They are not there to help you. They will never help you in a million fucking years. Find a third party that will help you. If you draw up some sort of case and go to a goddamn lawyer, never go to HR. They are going to take that information you give them and work against you. According to court documents, a female employee committed suicide while on company trip due to sexual relationship she had been having with her male supervisor. Court documents state the deceased woman had been suffering from continuous sexual harassment at work prior to her death, according to an incident at a holiday party where male coworkers passed around a graphic new photo of the female employee, the lawsuit claims. Activision Blizzard criticized California officials in its statement, saying that the Fair Employment Department was supposed to investigate the workplace, then have good faith discussions with leadership about their findings, but didn't do so. The company also said it was insensitive for state officials to mention the deceased employee. And then it says, in quote, "We are sickened by the reprehensible conduct of the DFEH to drag into the complaint the tragic suicide of an employee whose passing has no bearing whatsoever on this case and with no regard to her grieving family." Yeah, I'm sure you have a lot to say on why she killed herself, the spokesperson said. According to the DEFH, in its complaint, attempts made by the agency to resolve the dispute without litigation were unsuccessful. Yeah, no shit. And then this little final section here: women promoted slower, fired faster. Activision Blizzard is a Fortune 500 company with about 9,500 employees worldwide, 20% of which are women, according to the court document. Female employees are often assigned lower level and lower paying jobs. The lawsuit alleges women are promoted slower, fired faster, and hired based on their looks, state officials said. Activision Blizzard dismissed all of those allegations as well. Of course they would. We reward and compensate employees based on their performance, and we conduct extensive anti-discrimination trainings, including for those who are part of the compensation process, the spokesperson said in the statement. Activision Blizzard is just one in a list of employers accused in recent years of cultivating toxic male workplace environments. Barstool Sports, WeWork, Uber, nor new organizations and tech companies have struggles making their offices harassment free for female employees. All employees should ensure that their employees are being paid equally and take all steps to prevent discrimination, harassment, and retaliation, the Fair Employment Department's director Kevin Kish said in a statement. This is especially important for employers in male-dominated industries such as technology and gaming. Jay, before I pass it on to you, we got a part 2 and a part 3 that I'm just going to burn through as fast as I fucking possibly can. This is over on Twitter, over at Jason Shire's account. If you want, you can go over there and you could read these emails specifically yourself. I'm just going to read the tweets above them that summarize them basically. Blizzard President J. Allen Brack sent out an email to staff last night addressing the allegations from this week's explosive lawsuit, calling them extremely troubling, and saying that he'd be meeting with many of you to answer questions and discuss how we can move forward. I want you to remember that name, J. Allen Brack, because it's going to be coming up in part 3 in a way that I think that entire email is fucking bullshit and that dude can eat shit. Activision Blizzard executive Fran Townsend, who was Homeland Security Advisor to George W. Bush from 2004 to 2007, joined Activision in March, sent out a very different email that has some Blizzard employees fuming. This guy's basically saying you're bringing up stories that happened 10 years ago or stories that are overblown and you should, fuck off. It's really fucked up that these two heads are coming from two different sides and they couldn't even, find a mutual email to send out to one another or to their team, and that this is all crumbling on top of them. I mean, this fallout is fucking insane. Woo, and then we go over to GameSpot for the third and final part. WoW players call for removal of NPCs named after ex-director identified in new lawsuit. I haven't read this one yet. This is one of the final parts I put in while I was putting the show together. World of Warcraft players are calling for 2 NPCs. Give me a second here. Just need to. World of Warcraft players are calling for 2 NPCs named after former World of Warcraft creator Alex Efrasambi. Efrasambi? Yeah, Alex Efrasambi, to be removed from the game following explicit mention of Efrasambi's alleged pattern of harassment against female employees in a recent lawsuit filed by California Department of Fair Employee and Housing against Activision Blizzard. Efrasambi, who unceremoniously left Blizzard in the summer of 2020, is the only person named directly in the state of California's lawsuit in reference to sexual harassment allegations. The lawsuit claims he would frequently hit on female employees by attempting to kiss them and put his arms around them. One portion of the lawsuit that is particularly telling is the claim that Efrasambi's suite was nicknamed the Crosby Suite, an apparent misspelled reference to the alleged rapist Bill Cosby. Jay, do you see anything wrong there? Just hold on. Let me just go back one. An apparent misspelled reference to alleged rapist Bill Cosby. Okay, so it does in fact say alleged. Cameron Koch. I encourage you to go and look up that whole situation. It's not alleged. If anything, I would replace alleged with serial. An apparent misspelled reference to serial rapist Bill Cosby. I would say that's more accurate. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, I get it. You're probably trying to protect your name or like your company's name. Like, I don't know what kind of litigation would come from, saying serial fucking rapist, horrible piece of shit, Bill Cosby. I don't know what would come from that. I mean, maybe that's just me. I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he's not allegedly a rapist. That's fucking insane. But yeah, continuing. An apparent misspelled reference to serial fucking terrible person and piece of shit rapist Bill Cosby, who in 2018 was sentenced to 10 years in jail for sexual assault charges which were recently overturned by Pennsylvania State Supreme Court. Oh, so maybe that's why you threw in the alleged fucking dick. Sorry, I don't mean to call. No, you're a dick. The lawsuit states Efrasambi's alleged pattern of harassment was known to Blizzard executives, but that no corrective measures were taken due to his seniority, with Blizzard president J. Allen Brack allegedly only giving Efrasambi a metaphorical slap on the wrist in response to his behavior. Efrasambi joined Blizzard in 2004 as a quest designer on Vanilla WoW. He would go on to serve as creative director for the game's Lords of Draenor and Legion expansions. Jay, I just want to, go and, I didn't read Jay Allen Brack's email that he sent out to everyone where he was talking about how all of this is so surprising and how he's so disgusted and how he never saw any of this happening in his company and blah, 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 blah. When he knew about Effer Zombie, I don't know if he knew that it was being referred to as the fucking Cosby Suite, but holy shit. I don't know what that means. I don't want to know what that means. And yeah, he just slaps him on the wrist. It's fucking disgusting. I've been talking for a minute, and I've got some more stuff I want to say, but I want to pass it along to you since I've been going for a while now. What do you think about just as a whole? I mean, with Riot back in like 2017, I want to say 2018. And then Ubisoft this last year and a half, 2 years. Now Activision and Blizzard and all of these are really horrible fucking cases. Some, I don't know. I'm not going to say worse than others because that's putting one person's trauma over another person's. But when someone fucking kills themselves, you got a bad workplace environment. But yeah, sorry. Go on.
What? It's fucked up. Like I've been reading a little bit into it. I knew that you were gonna fill me in and read these articles, so I waited a little bit. But yeah, it's fucked up. And like the thing that sucked was with like Activision and stuff. The Call of Duty bros. Like, unfortunately, I wasn't surprised. If that makes any sense. And it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad, but I don't know.
No, I get you in the sense of a lot of these people are fucking dorks. They're fucking loser ass nerds who for the last 40 years of their fucking life they've been more concerned about coding some fucking video game than kissing a girl. This isn't me acting like I'm some sort of playa, but I mean, I have relative social skills. And that's what a lot of these people are is they don't have social skills and they finally meet some people who encourage them in the worst of fucking ways. My big issue and my so I come from a very working class blue collar family. We own a dry cleaners. We've had a dry cleaners up here since the 40s. I'm third generation in the business. So, I take my business and my work very seriously. Yes, I'm friendly to my coworkers at work, but we're not friends. Yes, I socialize with them and I'll chit chat with them, when work's slow, but I'm not gonna invite them to my house. I don't want them to know where I live. And for me, that's at any job. So why these dudes are going and fucking hitting on the women at their fucking job as if they're at the bar after hours, which still not okay. To just walk up to someone in their fucking personal space and start fucking pestering them because you're sexually needy. But yeah, it's really just a bunch of fucking nerds who are getting, I feel like, hyped up by people who are lesser nerds, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, they get a little bit of power. They've never had any power in their entire fucking life, and then they finally try and use it for something. Apparently, grabbing tits and kissing on the neck. I don't know. It's super depressing. One of the more depressing things to me is that we cover news here every week, and much like any other news cycle, we live in a 24-hour one, and by Monday, I bet this will be talked about 25%. I bet the chat will be at about 25% on this one. Streamers are going to go back and play in Warzone. Shit, I bet a bunch of people are streaming Warzone right now. And that's the problem. Well, there's a couple different problems. One is if you're a guy working at one of these companies and you're just sitting by and watching this happen, fuck you. Stand up and fucking say something. Like if it's your boss, that I encourage you to stand up and say something. Get fired. That'll be badass. And then yeah, if you're good at your fucking job, go and get a job somewhere else. Don't ever let someone tell you that they're gonna block you from the industry. That's bullshit. I feel like if you're good at your job, you're good at your job. It's not, we live in a world of LinkedIn, and social media presence. If someone says something about you, we could just look up every other aspect about you and see possibly an entirely different person. So yeah, fuck those people who just sit by and do nothing. And if you are just sitting by and doing nothing, go somewhere else. Or like if you're just sitting by and you're uncomfortable, go somewhere else. Like go to like Insomniac, they're really good. Super Fine, or Double Fine, they're good. Supermassive is what I meant to say. They're good. There are plenty of developers out there that are renowned for treating their employees well. I don't know why you can't find some sort of balance there. And then how we fix these developers and publishers that are fucking terrible is the only place I feel like we can all agree is the only way they're going to feel it is in their wallet. Is until they get affected financially, they're not going to give a shit. The head rots, the fish rots from the head down. Yves Guillemot is still the CEO of Ubisoft. His right-hand man, the director of whatever, I can't remember his name because it's super fucking French. He had a horrible record of getting physically abusive, like getting drunk and getting physically abusive in like hotel lobbies and shit. Like he was an asshole. And Yves Guillemot just claimed, that he had no idea. He just claimed that he was completely dumbfounded that any of this was going on. And it's like, okay, well, one, you're either lying because he's your right-hand man. Anything you say goes through him. Anything he says comes up to you. So one, you're either lying, so you should be fired. Or two, you had no idea how much of a piece of shit your right-hand man was, which goes to show how little you have of a perspective on your own business, and you probably shouldn't have the position that you have. Now this is all just me fucking ranting, but yeah, the only way I feel like these companies will really see any sort of change, or the only way we'll see any change from these companies, is if we hit them in their wallets. As much as I love, some Twitch streamers, they talk about this for a Twitch stream and then they go back to playing Warzone. Like, that's fucked up. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I feel like that's fucking weird and that's super hypocritical to do, an entire kind of thing like we're doing right now. We fucking switch over to the oneer. We're talking about how bad sexual harassment is in the industry and how mistreating the games industry is towards women, and why sometimes I often question why women. It's fucked up for me to think like why women would get into this industry. Like they have to love it so much more than anyone else. Like any girl I've met or any woman I've met who likes video games has to like it 10 times more than me if she wants to be taken seriously. And that fucking sucks. And that's it for, women in a lot of industries, and it's fucking terrible. I don't know. Here at Punk with a Controller, before you hit the chat, you see our rules and our restrictions. I like to consider us inclusive of all people, of all types, of, all race, all gender, all religion. Whatever you want to be, you are always welcome here, as long as you're not being a dick to anyone else in the community. And again, being a blue collar, business, working class person, seeing how people act at some of their jobs is just very frustrating to me, because like the idea of me doing any of that it doesn't exist. Fuck. So yeah, Jay, that's pretty much the end of me ranting there. I'm all sweaty now and frustrated, and we've got only one more big story, but all the rest are quick ones. And then actually, I'm probably going to save the big one for last because that's basically our topic of the show, which is Battlefield. So, do you have anything more you want to add or anything more you want to say to the story?
Fuck Blizzard and Activision. Suck a dick. Your games are fucking oversaturated and unoriginal.
All right. Next story. If you got a PS5, you can get 6 months of Apple TV Plus for free right now. I did that, and it was cool. Story number 4. Netflix allegedly plotting gaming service, and PlayStation could be a partner. So this one isn't big, but this one isn't small. This is the story that broke right before we went live yesterday. This was over at Push Square by Sammy Barker. Netflix appears poised to enter the gaming arena after it announced earlier this week that it had hired ex-EA executive Mike Verdu to lead its expansion into a lucrative sector. While this could potentially be considered yet another headache for market leader PlayStation, it's possible the Japanese giant could also see an opportunity here. And if images data mined from the streaming services app are to be believed, a potential partnership could be afoot. According to a data miner, Steve Moser, there are already video game references within Netflix's app source code. According to a logo for a service called Endgame, as well as assets for a couple of unbranded DualSense controllers and Ghost of Tsushima's artwork. These could be rant leftovers from testing, but they've certainly fueled speculation. Sony, after all, is already in bed with Netflix, having signed a multi-year US licensing agreement with which will see Sony Pictures Entertainment movies like Uncharted come first to the streaming service following their theatrical and home and entertainment release windows. Jay, how fucking huge would it be if Sony partnered with Netflix? Like
And
Sony's
did what exactly?
So what I'm picturing is Netflix goes and does all their own third-party shit. They have Ubisoft put their games on their service. They have EA put their games, whatever, everything Microsoft's doing, Netflix will do. You go and get these publishers and you get their games. But on top of all that, you'll get Sony first party games on top of it. And then all of that will be Sony's answer to Games Pass. Like, what if they came right out the gate and they're like, hey, yeah, we just partnered with Netflix and we went from 0 streamers a month to, what does Netflix have? Like 150 million subscribers? So, yeah, Xbox's 30 million subscribers ain't looking too hot. Actually, no, I think it's somewhere actually closer to like 500 million for Netflix. It's insane. But I mean, we know Netflix has the tech. They got some of the best. I mean, they have, in my opinion, like the best streaming tech out there to this day. That's for movies though. We don't really know what it'll do for games. And then it was shortly announced after that Netflix is doing this. There was no confirmation with Sony, although I think this is pretty much obvious going off of these images that were data mined from the app itself. I feel like it's actually pretty clear. And going off of Sony's track record this last year with some of their partnerships, I feel like it kind of makes sense. Instead of Sony developing, some sort of, they deleted their messaging app and their remote app and all of these other, multiple apps that they had on Android. They have just the PlayStation app. And then like 6 months after that, they announced that they partnered with Discord. And that Discord is going to be fully implemented into PlayStation by 2022. So I could totally see this being a thing. Would you like to see? What would you think? You want to see PlayStation on Netflix?
Sure. I just want to buy a PlayStation.
I just want this to be their answer for backwards compatibility. Because I've been thinking about getting Games Pass lately. The Metal Gear Solid HD collection's on there. Get it for PC for a month. Let's run through that real quick.
Can't you just buy it off of Windows.com? That's how I bought
I don't believe so because it's backwards compatible specifically through Games Pass. It's not it was never formally released on PC.
But don't you need an Xbox for Games Pass?
No, they have Games Pass on PC.
Oh.
Did you not know
No.
that? Yeah, Games Pass is on PC. The lists are slightly different, but yeah, they have it on PC. Why do I feel like my lighting is that of a rhesus monkey? Give me 1 second here. What do we got here? What do we got here? That didn't really do much. But yeah, no, I feel like this. I believe it. And I feel like this could also add up with what Jim Ryan said earlier this year, saying that we have a response to Games Pass that we're working on. We just don't have anything to say yet. So yeah, we'll see where that one goes. Oh God. Moving on. This is over at AV Club. Neill Blomkamp is making a video games now. According to IGN, District 9 director Neill Blomkamp is now the chief visionary officer of Gunzilla Games, a brand new video game development studio with exactly 0 titles under its belt, though IGN notes that its team includes veterans from major studios like EA, Ubisoft, and Crytek. Jay, are you a fan of District 9 and those movies?
I don't think I've ever
Elysium?
seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta watch it. That is a dope ass alien movie.
Is Elysium the one with Tom Cruise?
No, Elysium has Matt Damon.
Oh, same difference.
No, Elysium's doper. And Chappie, that's him right there with Chappie.
That's a Diane Ward movie.
Maybe? I don't know what that means.
The 2 people that play in Chappie are Diane Ward, the band.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
Naomi and Ninja.
They didn't age well because aren't they like racist homophobes or something like that? I feel like I've only heard really bad things about them.
No, I've never heard that. The South
Really?
African band?
Yeah, I've heard that plenty of times. I got it. I'm not just trying to slander anyone here. How do you fucking spell? Okay. Yeah, Diane Ward controversy is the 4th thing to pop up. Conflict between Diane Ward and Sparks ensues on social media afterwards, where Jones accused Sparks of catfishing him. Sparks filed a police report in Queensland. No, let's see. Let me just type racist. Let's see. This is fun. We should do a podcast where we just type in a bunch of people and see racist things about them. You just type in people and type racist at the end and see what happens. Let me see here. No, because I know for a fact I saw shit about these people. God damn it.
I think it's from the music video.
I don't know. Homophobic? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Here we go. All right, here we go. Diane removed from festivals over homophobic attack on Hercules and Love Affair. Maybe that. Diane Ward has been removed from the bill of 2 festivals after video of alleged homophobic attack against Andy Butler and Hercules Love Affair went viral. The incident took place in Australia. Recently gone viral as former Diane Ward video which shows the case of Diane Ward rapping. I'm not going to try to pop. Hercules limited sexual harassment towards visitor claiming he groped her in the backstage toilet. Yep, classic. As visitors seen crying, Ninja says her performance is Oscar-winning since the video emerged. Diane Ward has been removed from the U.S. festivals Louder Than Life in Kentucky and people of Las Vegas. Ninja Facebook posts clearly related to the 11-minute long footage. See, I still feel like there's more than this. Because, again, I know I have heard a lot about these people. None of it good. All right, this is all on Diane Ward no longer appearing at Alt DNA Festival. This is at May 7th of this year. After a number of artists spoke out against ... So I'm just going to leave that there. All right, so yeah, I mean, South, yeah, I don't know. we're going way off topic with this one. But I don't even know how the fuck we got there. Oh yeah, because they're in this movie. I didn't know that. Chappie's dope though. We got another story. We got one more story here. Yeah, this fucking shit.
Oh yeah, this looks like trash, mockery of the name.
This looks fucking terrible.
Looks like it was released in 2013.
So like Ubisoft announces free-to-play shooter Tom Clancy's It's Defiant. I just call it Defiant.
No, they put the XD in there because of like
yeah, it's supposed to be
raw
edgy.
XD.
Yeah, they're like this game's like a first-person shooter meets a punk rock mosh pit. It's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna watch any more of this trailer. Yeah, it's extraordinarily generic. It is a mockery of Tom Clancy's entire catalog of Ubisoft games that have spanned the last 25 years. And I feel like this is a damn shame. Believe it or not, this comes from the same team that made the Red Dawn video game. So yeah.
There's a Red Dawn video game?
Yeah. Somehow they went. Yeah, look it up. Somehow they went from there. It's like it's like from the 90s. It was like one of Tom Clancy's first games. It was like, you know what his studio formed off of. Oh wait, no, it wasn't Red Dawn. What's the Sean Connery one? Red October? Was that it? No, Red Storm Rising. Red Storm's the studio that's doing this, and yeah, I think it was Red Storm Rising, the game that they made. It was some fucking Tom Clancy novel. But yeah, they went from doing that, you know, the most Tom Clancy thing in the universe, to the most un-Tom Clancy thing I have ever seen. Like I said, this is just making a mockery of, I would say, only two of his actual like IPs. Like I would say Rainbow Six and Splinter Cell. Every other IP he didn't do. He was dead way before The Division came out. He was dead way before what's the other one? Was it fucking Watch Dogs or some shit? I can't remember.
Ghost Recon.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, all of these have gone just so downhill. I cannot believe. And again, the use of Splinter Cell. It's like, dude, I don't know if I've ever seen companies just so blind to what people want. Like it's like how
I'm just waiting for all of us to die off because we're old.
They took it's like how it took EA fucking, what was it, 11 years, 10 years to finally do Skate 4. Like how long? It's going to be 2023. That's when I think we'll maybe see a new Splinter Cell, because then that'll be 10 years since Blacklist, which is fucking insane to say. But we got one more story here, and it is where I want to end on a good note, and this is going to blend in with our topic of the show, which is just love for Battlefield and gushing over what we want from Battlefield 2042. But I need to go to the bathroom and smoke a cigarette. We're at that hour point, so we're going to take our quick little break. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes. God, I keep knocking my fucking mic out of place. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, so please just hang around. This is twitch.tv/punk with a controller. We'll be right back.